Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Growth Navigator Podcast. I am your host, Pedro Torres Cobas, and today we are diving into one of the most powerful and often overlooked ingredients of goal setting: daily habits. If you have ever felt overwhelmed by the size of your goals or frustrated by slow progress, this episode is for you. The truth is, big achievements aren't rarely the result of big actions. They are the result of small, consistent habits repeated over time. Today, we will break down the connection between habits and goal mastery, using insights from my upcoming book, The Art of Goal Setting, and Charles Duhigg, The Power of Habit. We will explore why micro habits are the building blocks of success, how to create effective habit loops, and how to stay consistent even when life throws you curveballs. Let's dig in and discover how small daily actions can lead to transformational change. Let's start with the big question. Why are daily habits so important for achieving your goals? Here is the simple truth. Habits shape your identity. As James Clear says in Atomic Habits, you do not raise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. And habits are the system that make success sustainable. Think of it in this way. A goal is the destination, but habits are the step that get you there. For example, if your goal is to write a book, your habit might be writing 500 words every morning. If your goal is to improve your health, your habit might be preparing a nutritious breakfast each day. Charles Duhigg, in The Power of Habit, explained this beautifully with the concept of keystone habits. These are small habits that, when adopted, trigger positive change in other areas of your life. For instance, starting a regular workout routine might lead to eating healthier, sleeping better, and being more focused at work. The key takeaways? Small, consistent actions compound into big results. The challenge is getting those habits to stick, and that's what we'll tackle next. What's one small habit you could commit to today that aligns with your biggest goal? Now, let's talk about the mechanisms of habits, specifically how to build effective habit loops. Charles Duhigg outlines this process in 3 steps. Cue. This is a trigger that initiates a habit. It could be a specific time of day, a location, or emotional state. Routine. This is the behavior itself, the habit you want to build. And reward. This is what reinforces the habit, making you want to repeat it. Here is an example. Cue. You make up in the morning. Routine. You spend 10 minutes journaling about your goals for the day. And reward. You feel a sense of clarity and accomplishment, which motivates you to do it again tomorrow. The reward is crucial because it creates a positive feedback loop. When the brain associates the habit with a desirable outcome, it becomes easier to stick with it. If you are struggling to start a new habit, try habit stacking. It means attaching the new habit to an existing one. For example, if you already have a habit of making coffee every morning, you could stack a quick gratitude practice right after pouring your cup. Over time, the small habits loops becomes automatic, and that's when the magic happens. They stop feeling like a chore and start feeling like part of who you are. What's one routine you already have that you could build a new habit on top of? Let's address a common concern. What happens when life gets into the way? We all have days when our schedules get thrown off, our energy dips, or unexpected challenges arise. So, how do you maintain your habits when things don't go as planned? The key is to balance consistency with adaptability. Here is how. Aim for minimum viable effort. On tough days, focus on doing the smallest possible version of your habit. For example, if your habit is exercising for 30 minutes, do 5 minutes instead. The goal is to keep the streak alive, even in a reduced form. Redefine success. Remember, progress doesn't always look the same. Some days success might be showing up even when it's hard. Plan for flexibility. Build habits that can adapt to different environment or circumstances. For example, if you usually meditate at home but you're traveling, find a quiet space wherever you are. The important thing is to avoid an all or nothing mindset. Missing one day doesn't mean you have failed. It just means you are human. What matters is that you get back on track the next day. I remember a time when I was building the habit of writing every day. One week, I had back-to-back client meetings and barely any time to sit down. Instead of giving up, I committed to writing one sentence before bed. It felt small, but it keeping me connected to the habit. By the end of the week, I was back to writing my usual word count, and that consistency made all the difference. When life gets busy, how can you adapt your habits to stay consistent without feeling overwhelmed? Before we close, I want to leave you with one final thought. Small actions create big results. Micro habits, teeny, manageable actions are the foundation of long-term success. Why? Because they are easy to start, easy to sustain, and they build momentum over time. Here are a few examples of micro habits you can try today. Write down one thing you are grateful for every morning. Drink a glass of water before your first cup of coffee. Spend 5 minutes reviewing your top priorities for the day. These habits might seem small, but they are like seeds. With consistent care and attention, they grow into something much bigger. What's one micro habit you can start today that aligns with your long-term goals? As we wrap up this episode, I want to encourage you to take action. What's one habit you can start building today that will move you closer to your goals? Remember, it doesn't have to be big. Start small, stay consistent, and watch the transformation unfold. And if you're excited to learn more about the art of goal setting, stay tuned for our upcoming book, The Art of Goal Setting. In it, I will share a complete framework for aligning your goals, of building habits, and creating a life of purpose and growth. I would love to hear from you. What habits are you working on right now? And how are they helping you grow? Share your thoughts on my website, www.ptorrescobas.com, or connect with me on social media. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Until next time, keep your eyes on the horizon and your heart set on growth. And remember, enjoy the journey. Be growth, my friends. Goodbye.